First of all, the amendment which is being proposed by the Government of India in the name of Right to Amendment Bill 2019 is absolutely not warranted, not necessary, and moreover it will be very harmful to the independence of information commissions. And if information commission is not independent and if he is converted into a subordinate officer of the Government of India or Government of states, they cannot render any responsibility available or prescribed under Right to Information Act 2005. Right to Information Act 2005 is of great help to the common man, simple personalities and poor. They can get information which is useful for resolving their grievances just at ₹10. Now, the information is, if denied by public information officer, he has to go to first appeal, and first appeal authority also denies it, he will come to independent information commissioner. Information commissioner now has an authority to give an order to the level of any level of the officer, including the cabinet secretary, principal secretary, chief secretary, and ask them to disclose the information which is sought by the common man. Now, what is it they are doing? They are trying to reduce the status of the information commissioner, and to what extent they reduce, they do not know. They have not announced, they have not revealed. Nobody knows what is their plan is. They simply say they should not be equivalent to election commissioner. They should be less than that. How less they should be? They don't have any plan, they don't have any information. They simply say the term, salary and the status of office of information commissioners will be decided as prescribed by the central government from time to time. So, it is totally left to hypothetical decisions of future government whenever there is a vacancy arises in the information commission and that is going to be recruited. Today, the information commissioner is on par with election commissioner, because election commissioner can direct any officer, any level of the officer, to help him in arranging election machinery and for smooth conducting of the elections. Similarly, information commissioner also has the same power to direct any level of the officer to give information which is available in the records under his control. He may say that the home secretary has to give so and so information, or he may also ask the prime minister's office, the top officers, to give the information about the prime minister's functioning. Now, if a information commissioner is reduced from the level of election commission to that of a deputy secretary, how can he give an order to cabinet secretary? How can he give a direction to joint secretary or any other secretary? So, what is that you are going to do? It is not question of salary, it is also not question of the term, it is question of the status that is very important. Next, of course, question of term is also important, because independence arises out of certainty of term. Now, information commissioner is having 5 years term, or he will retire if he attains 65 years of age, whichever is earlier. Now, what is going to be the term of election information commission now under the new proposed enactment? Nobody knows. There is no clarity. That's not question of even clarity. They are not giving that information. They are hiding it. They simply say it will be as prescribed by the Government of India. Now, how can you prescribe the conditions for the state information commissioner? State government is fully authorized to appoint an information commissioner, but central government says, I will prescribe the salary, I will decide the term, and I will decide the status. How can he work? So, this is the basic question. See, public information officer is subordinate, for first appellate authority also is subordinate. The only independent authority is information commissioner, and government is trying to make the information commissioner a subordinate officer to executive departments, and in that case it will be very difficult for any information commissioner to give an order of disclosure of information held by top officers. This is the main problem of the the proposed amendments to Right to Information Act 2019. It can be challenged, it has to be struck down as unconstitutional, because it is interfering with the rights of the state governments, it is affront to the federalism, and it is also dilution of the fundamental right to information, which is part of right to freedom of speech and expression under Article 19(1)(a). It has to be challenged and it will be dismissed, it will be declared as unconstitutional. Government information has to be given to the people. That is the objective of Right to Information Act 2005. for which there was a struggle for about 10 to 15 years. They don't give very safe information, which is not security related information, which is very relevant, very useful for the employees and the small persons and people in this country. They don't give that information. And if they ask, they deny, and if they deny, they have to go in appeal, and in appeal also they deny, and they have to come in to the Information Commissioner. Even if Information Commissioner is also not independent, if he is subordinate, he will simply go by the orders of the superior. If the information disclosed, it will disclose the corruption of the officers. So officer will say, don't give this information. Subordinate will accept that order and he will not give the information. Where is it he has to go for the information? Do you want a common man to go to High Court and Supreme Court for the information? It is affront to the democracy. It will kill right to freedom of speech and expression. It will remove the basic right to information of a citizen who is governed by this government. Government has a duty to give information, but it is going to make such an amendment which will make commissioners not to give information because they are subordinates.
Also, sir, a last question of ours will be, what is your message to the people of the country on this RTI Amendment Bill?
This amendment is going to harm the Right to Information Act. This amendment will deny the people to get their information easily at the cost of ₹10 from the Information Commissioner. If the Information Commissioner himself is weak, uncertain, ambiguous, and he doesn't know what is his status, he doesn't know how long he will continue, he doesn't know what is his salary, no people of high integrity may prefer to come as commissioners and serve as a subordinate to Government of India or the officers of Government of India. In such a case, the entire exercise of Right to Information Act will go useless and it will render injustice to Right to Information Act. Without amending the basic features of Right to Information Act, they are trying to amend the crucial part of Right to Information Act with which all the other provisions, though they are not amended, they will become useless. So my message, my request and my appeal to the people of India is protect your right to information and protest this dangerous amendment. Protect your right to information to protect your all basic rights which are declared in Indian Constitution. You have one tool, that is right to information, through which you can implement all the rights, but now that tool is being taken away by the government by creating most subordinate information commissioners both at the center and the states. Beware of this kind of dangerous hidden amendment. There is no right to information about Right to Information Amendment Act. Nobody knows what is the amendment going to be. Even the parliamentarians are not given complete information about what is that they are going to do. As may be prescribed means what? What is that you are going to prescribe? You tell a sample that this will be my prescription. You are not coming up. There is a secrecy around Right to Information Amendment Act. There is no transparency. It will not increase the transparency. Every person has to oppose this Right to Information Act, the Amendment Act, and every person has a duty to protect their original right to information as envisaged in 2005.